Eurovision season kicks off this week with the Eurovision Your Decide competition choosing the UK's act for 2018. The British public will have the chance to choose between 6 acts to represent us in Lisbon: Asanda, Goldiston, Jazz Ellington, Suri, Liam Tamner and Rhea. We're looking for our first UK winner for 21 years, and we can't help but think back to those halcyon days when British acts actually had a decent chance of winning. Our nation has been taking part in the competition since 1957, the year after its inception, and with 5 winning entries remains tied with France and Luxembourg as the third most successful nations in Eurovision history. Ireland lead the way on 7 with Sweden just 1 behind 6. Only on rare occasions has a Eurovision winning act gone on to have sustained chart careers. ABBA is one of the few to buck the trend, and the UK's winners, a mix of established performers and new or unknown acts, have not always benefited from their triumphs, as we will discover. 1967, Sandy Shaw, Puppet on a String. Victorious in Vienna, doe-eyed pop songstress Sandy Shaw, born Sandra Ann Goodrich in 1947, had already had a highly successful chart career in Britain in spite of her tender years, scoring #1 hits with There's Always Something There to Remind Me in 1964 and Long Live Love the following year. By 1967, Shaw's manager Eve Taylor wanted to begin refashioning her as a cabaret act, much to the singer's chagrin. She wasn't keen on the idea of being the UK's representative at Eurovision, but with declining record sales and to appease Taylor she agreed, performing 5 songs on the Rolf Harris show for the public to assess. Their choice, Puppet on a String, won Eurovision by a near record margin and became Shaw's third UK #1, and a huge hit across Europe. She would never experience such success again, and later retrained as a psychotherapist, though her singing career underwent a minor renaissance in the 1980s and 1990s, and she continues to perform today. Read more. Who is Lucy Jones? All you need to know about the UK's 2017 Eurovision hope. 1969, Lulu, Boom Banga Bang. Another gamine but feisty young female vocalist was chosen to represent the UK 2 years later. Scottish 20-year-old Marie Laurie, better known as Lulu. Like Shaw, she was already established as a chart act and in 1967, even appeared in the movie To Sir with Love with Sidney Poitier. Her recording of the film's theme song had even been a smash hit US #1. Also like Shaw, Lulu was encouraged to take part in Eurovision by her manager, and once again the song chosen by the public from a selection she performed was the artist's least favorite. Nevertheless, it tied for first place in Madrid with entries from Spain, the Netherlands and France, and would go on to reach #2 in the UK charts. Lulu remained a popular entertainer. Her own TV show, which began in 1968, would carry on until 1975, and though her success as a chart act waned throughout the 70s and 80s, she would also enjoy a career renaissance, appearing as featured vocalist on Take That's #1 Relight My Fire, recording several other charting hits in her own right, and making numerous television appearances. Read more. April 6, 1974, Europe surrenders to Waterloo as ABBA win Eurovision. 1976, Brotherhood of Man, Save Your Kisses for Me. Once a name for a loose conglomerate of session singers, Brotherhood of Man became a settled group of 4 vocalists: Martin Lee, Lee Sheridan, Nikki Stevens and Sandra Stevens, in 1973. Interestingly, though they had made little headway in the UK prior to their Eurovision appearance, they had been a success in Europe, scoring hits and touring on the continent. For the first time since 1964, the UK Eurovision act was not predetermined, and the Sheridan penned Save Your Kisses for Me won the day for the group. It was a UK #1 hit by March, and comfortably won the Eurovision Song Contest in The Hague on April 3. With 6 million copies sold worldwide, it remains the best-selling Eurovision